What is up, my sweet and spicy, beautiful Pokemon enthusiasts? I announced in a video that I think maybe hasn't gone up yet because I've been hella busy, so sorry about that. Fingers crossed it'll go up before this one does. Chances are it might not. But I did want to start doing some kind of Pokemon content on my channel, specifically because Pokemon Day is happening in like 2 days from when this video is going up. Thursday, February 27th is when it's happening, right? February 27th is when Pokemon Day is happening at 9 a.m. I will be live reacting to it. I love Pokemon. I've always loved Pokemon. I think I've loved it for a little bit longer than I've loved Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've loved them for about the same amount of time. And the difference is I left the game of Yu-Gi-Oh for a number of years, then came back, then left, then came back. I never left Pokemon. I freaking love Pokemon. It's so much fun. It's just something that's kind of carried with me ever since I was a kid. I love it so much. I kind of wanted to start bringing like, some content for you guys to the channel about it. I've been playing through Pokemon Legends Arceus again, and that game is immaculate. So in celebration of Legends ZA, fingers crossed, getting its first real trailer as opposed to a teaser, I figured I would do something very different from the normal types of content that you see on my channel, but not so different from other PokeTubers, right? We're going to be making a little tier list today of starter Pokemon, and the way we'll be ranking them is how much I need them to be the starter choices in Pokemon Legends ZA. Because Legends Arceus, for those who don't know, the starter Pokemon that you choose in that game actually get Hisuian forms, right? Hisui being the region that the game takes place in. So if we get Kalosian forms or Mega Evolutions or Kalosian forms and Mega Evolutions for the Pokemon that are starters in this game, I have some, not requirements, but I have some needs, Game Freak. Really, this is for you, the company Game Freak, who's already decided these things, but even still, this is what I need from y'all, alright? So we're gonna go through, we're gonna talk about why I'm rating each starter the way I'm rating it, and we'll also talk about some maybe potential type diversity that some of these starters could get if they get a Hisuian form, or some broken things they could get if they were Megas, alright? As you see, we got all 27, I think, of the starters down here, so let's just go ahead and start putting them in. So first off, we got Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now, all three of these are gonna go when I hate it. Not because I hate these Pokemon, I do dearly, dearly, dearly love these Pokemon, but all these Pokemon have gotten so much love, so often, so consistently throughout the course of this game's history, and more importantly, they all have Mega Evolutions. And if we're assuming the starter Pokemon will have Megas, which I am going to until I'm told otherwise, and because it kind of keeps it, more hype for me personally, I don't think these Pokemon need more Mega Evolutions. That having been said, Charizard will of course get his third Mega Evolution in this game. That's a head theory I have. I don't want it to be true, but I mean, if they got a Mega X form and a Mega Y form, why the heck? There it is. Why the heck wouldn't they have a Mega Z form for Charizard? You know what I mean? Like that, it makes too much sense. So I think Charizard's definitely getting his Mega Z evolution in Legends ZA. Next up, Chikorita. Brother, I actually love Chikorita. Not my favorite grass starter, but close to it. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I think tragically the Pokemon has not gotten a ton of love over the course of its existence. But I think it'd be awesome, dude. Meganium's already like a fantastic like wall for a Pokemon. It doesn't have the moveset to kind of support it. And it's also, it's so cool. Look at this. He's just a little guy. Come on, he's just a little guy. You look so cute, man. Oh my god. So, for Chikorita, what I think a good typing for a Kalosian form would probably be like Rock Grass, right? Because Rock Grass, like from a competitive standpoint, is a very good typing. But also, it's kind of a dinosaur, right? Like Meganium's kind of one of those long neck dinosaurs. What do you call them? I don't know what you call them. I wasn't a dinosaur guy. But what I do know about dinosaurs in Pokemon is they all have the rock type, right? So if Meganium is already kind of like a dinosaur, giving it the rock type, like in my head, it just makes sense, right? It would also give them an excuse to kind of change its stats around a little bit, maybe take a little bit away from, I don't know how high its HP or SPDF is, But you could put some of that into like physical attack or special attack. Or you could just give it like dog shit speed and make it like the strongest wall of all time. I'd be super okay with that. Next up, Cyndaquil. I would hate it. Don't get me wrong, I love Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil's in like my top 10, probably in my top 3 favorites fire starters of all time. I love it so much. But it just got a starter form in Legends ZA, or Legends Arceus, right? Like, it literally has its own Hisuian Typhlosion form. I don't think it needs another one. Let's move on. Totodile. Alright, so, Totodile I think I would like. I would like Totodile a lot. I think Totodile would be sick as hell. If it wasn't clear, I have a deep love for the Johto starters, and I'll let y'all know right now, if Cyndaquil had not gotten its own Hisuian form last Legends game, I would have thrown it in, I'd like it as well. But Totodile's real cool. For Feraligatr, I mean, it's an alligator, right? So it's got them strong jaws. Man, what's a good secondary? I mean, I could see like dark typing maybe for a Kalosian Feraligatr, but I feel like that's biting off too much of Gyarados'. I'm gonna have to edit so much of this. Biting off of Gyarados' kind of bit, right? Because Gyarados Mega evolved into a Water Dark as opposed to a Water Dragon. So actually, because of that, they should make Feraligatr Water Dragon. Oh, hold on. I suddenly feel like I'm cooking. Yes, please, Game Freak. If you're gonna put Totodile as one of the starters, have the final stage, the Kalosian Feraligatr, be Water Dragon. It already has killer stats to kind of support that. It can keep its Strong Jaws ability, or maybe they won't do abilities in this game. We'll have to wait and see, because I know in Legends Arceus they didn't do abilities or held items. Which, if they don't do that, that's fine. I don't have an issue with it. But yeah, I mean, the move pool for it's already so good, right? It already gets, like, Ice Fang, it gets Ice Punch, I was gonna say Water Fang, that's not a move. It gets Aqua Jet, it gets Waterfall. You could give it, like, Dragon Claw, Outrage. It already gets Swords Dance, so it has the support to, like, you know, or the setup to support all those moves. I think this would be sick. Holy, I cooked! This is awesome! Alright, next up. Again, Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. This is also assuming all these Pokemon are going to get Mega Evolutions, right? If they don't, like if confirmed they don't get Mega Evolutions, we may come back and revisit this concept, and I can kind of put these guys where I'd want. But at that point, I think we'd probably know who the starters are, so maybe that would be beating a dead horse. But assuming the starters get Mega Evolutions, I wouldn't want any of these three to be the starters for the game. Don't get me wrong. I think a Kalosian form of Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip would be killer. I think it'd be awesome, right? But they've already got Mega Evolutions. Do they need more? Do they, Game Freak? Do they need more? I don't know. I'm gonna say no, they really don't. But that's just my opinion. If y'all have a different opinion, you know, drop it down below. Let me know. I would love to hear y'all's cool ideas for like what a Kalosian form of any of these Pokemon could be. Next up, Turtwig. Man, I like Turtwig. I like Turtwig a lot. Turtwig is my guy, bro. I love Turtwig. He's really cool. He's based on like the Japanese myth of like the island tortoise, which is like insane. For those of you who have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, they have the island turtles in that series, right? And those are awesome. They look so cool. So for this one, it's already grass ground, so I would want it to be something pretty different. I think weirdly, because it's based on the island turtle, I could see maybe like water grass for this Pokemon. I don't know how good of a typing that is, but I do know thematically it would fit really well. It's already got like crazy attack and defense stats, right? You just gotta throw on like Waterfall, and then you can have it have Curse. I mean, I think it already gets Curse, but yeah, I think this Pokemon would be sick. And if it were to Mega Evolve, it goes from like a small island with like a tree and I don't know, maybe a couple of tiny Turtwigs chilling on it, to like a massive island Pokemon, right? With like a whole forest on its back, and then there's like a variety of different Pokemon living on that forest that are coming out of it, right? I think that's probably would go insane. Chimchar. For those of you who don't know me personally, you don't know this, but Infernape is my all-time favorite Pokemon of ever. I love Infernape. I love Infernape, bro. You know what? Actually, I'll be right back. Give me just a moment. Alright, so. Y'all might have to strain a little bit to see this. Maybe not. But do y'all see what that is? That's a goddamn Infernape. Do y'all know what kind of mat this is? This is a V3 Spellground. This is a salt and pepper. You know how much one of these is selling for right now on the internet? Too much. Too much. It actually kind of makes me regret I didn't take better care of mine. But it's selling for a shit ton. But in high school, when I first picked up this mat, for $60, it was awesome. When I picked up this mat, I immediately had a friend of mine. We are no longer friends. RIP the friendship. That's how life goes. But I did have this artist friend of mine draw this badass Infernape onto it. It has faded with time, so you might have to strain your eyes a little bit to see it. But yeah, at the time, my favorite Pokemon in the world were Nidoking, which is right here, and Infernape. One of those has stood the test of time, the other has not. I love Infernape. The point is I ruined what is a like $1,000 mat now, because I love Infernape so much. And I still love Infernape so much. I will never get rid of this mat. I love this mat. I actually need to find an artist to touch this mat up a little bit. But I love Infernape, dude. I love it so goddamn much. Infernape is so fucking cool, bro. So yeah, Infernape, 110%. Game Freak, I need it. I need it to get a Mega or a Kalosian form or both, alright? So, talking about what a Kalosian form Infernape could look like. So for those who don't know, Infernape is based on the myth of Sun Wukong, right? I forget the name of the actual tale. Oh my god, I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm a weeb, I should know this. Based on the same myth that Goku is based on, right? So, for a Kalosian form, I'm thinking you could either give it like Fire Flying, which I would not love. I think that typing is kind of bad. But if you gave it an ability that took away its weaknesses, that would be kind of Pog Konami. But you could give it Fire Flying, just based on the fact that, like, in the myth, there is an actual flying cloud that Sun Wukong rides around on, right? Similar to how Goku has his flying Nimbus. More than that, you could also make it Fire Psychic, because Sun Wukong, I think it's the Great Sage's Equal is one of his titles. It basically means he's able to fight toe-to-toe with, like, the creator god of everything, is I think what that god's official title is. I'm not super good with the Japanese mythology. If some of y'all are, please leave down below if I'm getting any of this right or wrong. But yeah, he's able to basically fight with like the biggest, baddest god of all time. And he's able to do that because his fighting prowess are like so like swift and clean, right? So if they wanted to give it like fighting flying or fire psychic, because it's like almost through telepathy is how he's able to fight so well, I'd be cool with either of those, right? I would also be okay with like fighting psychic, but I don't know, man. I feel like Game Freak wouldn't love to remove the primary typing from its starters. It'd be awesome if they did. That'd be cool as hell. That means all these ideas that I'm talking about could be radically different, and I'd be so down for that. But assuming they won't, I think Fire Flying, Fire Psychic could work fine. Fire Fairy, as cool of a typing as it is, just doesn't really fit the Sun Wukong like theme, right? Fire Rock doesn't really either, even though I'm sure his body is like as hard. Fire Steel, because his blows are as heavy as, I feel like that's not really, I mean, maybe his punches are as strong as steel, but like I kind of feel like that's an understatement for Sun Wukong. I don't know. This one's kind of up in the air. This is my favorite starter. I have a lot of ideas for it, but no solid idea like set in stone, right? For Mega Evolutions. So, I just said this guy's based on Sun Wukong, right? I also just said Goku is based on Sun Wukong. So what if this version of Chimchar is based not on Sun Wukong, but on Son Goku? And that means the Mega Evolution could go Super Saiyan. So such a stupid idea, but I love it. I love it so much. I love Dragon Ball. I love Pokemon. And having a literal Pokemon that I could catch and name Son Goku because it goes Super Saiyan? Come on, dog. That would be dope. That would be sick. Give it to him, please. I love Infernape so much, and I need more hype around Infernape. Infernape's been out of the spotlight for too long. Y'all know when the last time Infernape got like a physical like EX card was, or like a physical usable card was in like the Pokemon TCG? I'm sure you don't, because I don't think it has since the Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Platinum era of cards. Over 15 years. I almost want to say it's over like 20 years ago, or roughly 20 years ago. When did those games come out? Like 2008, 2009, so it would have been like 2010, so like 15 years. 15 to 20-ish years, somewhere in that time frame. So Infernape, it needs love, bro. It just needs love. And I know what you're all about to say. Y'all about to say, oh, haven't you been playing Pokemon Pocket? Infernape got a card in that. Yeah, it did. And guess who plays it? No one. Even me, its greatest champion, can't play it because I don't own one yet. But I've been only opening Palkia packs, so fingers crossed I get one soon, and then I can be the sole stand for Infernape and pivot it to heights it hasn't known before. But until then, Game Freak, please, Infernape Kalosian, Infernape Mega. That's all. If you give me either of those for Pokemon Legends ZA, undoubtedly the greatest game that has ever existed in the entirety of mankind. All right. Next guy. We're talking about Piplup now. I like Piplup fine. Piplup's okay. I'm actually gonna move both of these to I wouldn't mind it. Only reason I'm gonna move both of them to I wouldn't mind it over I'd like it is because the way they did Legends Arceus is that they took one starter Pokemon from 3 different generations, right? So if either of these guys are in the game, my boy, my child won't be, right? And that's no good for anyone. Specifically me. But also probably not for y'all, because y'all are smart, cultured individuals who also love Chimchar, obviously. But yeah, so for the Penguin, man, I don't know. If it's keeping the water typing, I think Empoleon's like a big guy, but what if they did something like radically different with Empoleon, right? Which I don't know they would, but what if instead of making it like a big, like bulky Pokemon, if actually made it like a sleek, harder hitting Pokemon, right? And I don't know about y'all, but to me, the kind of attribute of speed in Pokemon, the type of speed in Pokemon, has always been electric. So what if they made the Penguin like water electric? That actually sounds kind of dope. That sounds sick as hell. I would love that. That'd be awesome. It would have what? 2 weaknesses in ground and grass? That's fine. I think that's a-okay. I think that's awesome. What kind of moves would it have? I don't know if it's stronger physically or specially. But I think if it's moving at like the speed of light, they would have to give it like Volt Tackle, right? Which, is that exclusive to Pikachu? It might be. Let me know down below if it is. But I think a Volt Tackling Empoleon would be horrifying, and that'd be awesome. I'd be so down for that. I don't know how it would fit thematically, because I don't know like what myth Empoleon is based on, right? I'm assuming it's based on a myth because both Torterra and Infernape are as well, right? So I would have to assume that Empoleon is also based on a myth, but this is one myth I know zero about. So if y'all know about it, let me know, please, because I would love to know more about it. I love mythology in general. Moving on, Snivy. I like Snivy. I think Snivy would be cool. He's a dope guy. He's a cool guy. I don't know what they could do for this. I hate to be the guy to like reuse stuff, but like Grass Dragon could be pretty cool because he's already like an Eastern style dragon with like being a serpent, right? So I think that'd be sick. He gets Contrary already, so if he got to keep that, you could just give him Draco Meteor. Then he has Draco Meteor and Leaf Storm to make him absurdly broken for no reason. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that's about it for this guy. That's kind of how I'm feeling. It'd be cool. I'm gonna move it down to I wouldn't mind. It'd be cool. I like him fine, but I think there are some better grass starters, like my homeboy right here. But yeah, that's it for me. All right, so next up, Embor. I almost want to throw it and I'd hate it, because it's a pig, and pigs are haram, and I'm Muslim. No, I wouldn't mind it. I think Embor is fine. It's never been my favorite starter, you know what I mean? It was like the third firefighting starter, if we count, and it was like the third one in a row, right? So for those who don't know, like those who were born after Gen 5 had already come out, like Gen 6 era, Gen 3 we had Blaziken, firefighting. Gen 4 we had Infernape, firefighting. Gen 5 we had Embor, firefighting. I think what happened is in Gen 3, Blaziken was like cool, but it didn't do as much as they wanted it to. Like, okay, so let's use this firefighting type. We'll just do it again, but this time we're gonna make it awesome. And they did. They nailed it. Home run, hit it in one. And after in Gen 4 they did that, they're like, wow, this Pokemon worked so well. Let's just reuse the same typing and do it again. And then they came out with Emboar. And Emboar is like, it's fine. It's fine. I've actually never used an Emboar outside of like Pokemon Showdown. So in any playthrough I've ever done of any Pokemon game, I've never chosen this Pokemon. But it's okay. It's all right. I wouldn't hate it. If it got a Kalosian typing, what would the Kalosian version of this look like? I don't know, man. I wouldn't want it to be Fire Dark. I don't think that would fit. Fire Ground, since it's a pig, I think that would make sense. Fire Ground, probably Fire Ground. It would get Stab Earthquake. That'd be awesome. And then a Mega for this guy. I don't know. Just give him like a wrestling ring. He's the same exact Pokemon. He just gets a wrestling ring underneath him. Change the entire stadium. Give him an ability called Showboating, where whenever he does a move, when your opponent's Pokemon is above 50%, it does like 25% less. But as soon as the opponent's Pokemon is below 50%, it does 50% more. Maybe reverse those. I don't know. Something like that. It would be cool. It'd be fun. I think it could work, but that's neither here nor there. Oshawott. Already got a Hisuian form. Already talked about why I don't want that because of Cyndaquil. Let's move on. The boy Chespin. I love this guy. Honestly, I think I'd want him in the game a little bit more than Totodile, but still less than Chikorita. He's fucking sick. I love him. I think he was like the least chosen starter from Gen 6, and I cannot fathom why. I mean, between a ninja, a wizard, or a goddamn paladin? Well, actually, I probably would have chosen Greninja too. I love Greninja, bro. Greninja's great, but we're not talking about Greninja, we're talking about Chestnut. And I chose Chestnut because a friend of mine chose the Froakie, right? But after playing through, dude, Spiky Shield, such a good move, bro. And just the whole vibe of him, he's just a protector, dog. Like, at the end of the day, who are you going to trust with your deepest, most intimate secrets? A ninja who could betray you at any point? Or your paladin, who's been by your side the entire time you've been journeying together, who's protected you from everything, bro? I just like this guy. He's grass fighting natively. What would you replace from the grass fighting? I don't know. That's the only issue, right? It's kind of tough. We are also in Gen 6, so for what it's worth, if we get a Gen 6 starter, I think we'd probably get all 3 Gen 6 starters as the starters. That's just my 2 cents. Could be wrong. We will see. But yeah, I think Chestnut would be cool. What could you replace the fighting type with? I don't know, man. Not Dark. Dark doesn't make sense. Fairy, maybe? Like, as opposed to being a paladin, it becomes like a creature of myth. I kind of don't hate that. I actually kind of really don't hate that. It's still weak to fire. Quad weak to poison, which sucks. Still weak to steel. No longer weak to bug, which would be cool. That's about it. Quad weak to poison does kind of suck. But I do think having like Stab Play Rough, Stab Leaf Blade on this Pokemon would go insane. I think that'd be awesome, right? As far as a Mega goes, I don't know. Maybe just, if you're going with like the Paladin route, just give it a bigger sword and a bigger shield. Just make it bigger. Big. That's all I'd want from this guy, I think. He's just a cool guy. Delphox. Don't love it. You know what? We got this new tier here. I wouldn't like it. The reason we're doing this is because these 2 idiots are gonna be living in it. I've never liked Delphox. Even from like the inception of the actual Pokemon, I've never liked it. I think the typing is really cool, don't get me wrong. But I'm not the biggest fan of the Pokemon. If it had stayed on all, this is the complaint everyone has with like most of these Pokemon. If it had stayed on all 4 legs, it would have been awesome. But specifically Delphox, I think going from like a fox on 4 legs to a fox on 2 legs, I don't like it. And I think the design, I might get hate for it. I think it's kind of lazy, bro. I think the design's just kind of lazy, man. I think just giving a Pokemon a big ass robe and calling it a day, like, it's not doing enough. Don't get me wrong, I like the robe. I think the robe should have been open and there should have been more design underneath, right? Like, it became a witch in the 2nd form Evo, kind of expand on some of those design elements in the 3rd form Evo, you know what I mean? That's just my 2 cents. I think this would have to be like Fire Dark, because witches practice like dark arts, right? I think that's a gimme for what it's worth. You could give it like Dark Pulse. I think it might already get Dark Pulse. You can maybe give it an exclusive move. I don't know. And for the Mega Evolution, just turn into Lord Voldemort, bro. Just remove the nose, make it bald, have it say Avada Kedavra a whole bunch, and then you got it. In one, like that. Easy peasy. Next up, Froakie. Alright. This might be controversial, considering the amount of love this Pokemon's already received. I need this. Game Freak, look at me. I need this. I need this, alright? I love Froakie, bro. Froakie to Greninja is such a sick line. The shiny is so dope, dude. And Protean, before it got nerfed in Gen 9, killer. Even after the nerf in Gen 9, still very good. So I like this Pokemon a lot. As far as a new secondary typing, I don't know what it could get. Dark is such a good typing for a ninja. But, you could always give it something, I don't know. If you want to give it like a more mythological sense, you can make it like Water Fairy. I don't love that. Water Fighting, I think, would be really cool. I've always wanted a Water Fighting starter Pokemon. As long as this wouldn't be in the game with Infernape. If it was Water Fighting, I would probably choose this guy. Fighting is my favorite type, for those who maybe have not picked up on that. So I think Water Fighting would go really well with this guy. As far as a Mega goes, I don't know, man. Like, how do you improve on like one of the most peak designs in the game? It's tough. I mean, Ash Greninja. So the reason I'm saying this, as much as I wanted, it might not happen, is because Ash Greninja already exists as like an alternate form to this Pokemon, right? But what they could do is just introduce Ash Greninja as like the Mega Evolution, and the Ash part of Ash Greninja was only because Ash was like the first guy to discover that Greninja could Mega Evolve. But when more research was done, it's just actually Mega Greninja. But it also kind of feels a little lazy. So, I don't know. Y'all let me know down below. What would y'all like from a Mega Greninja? I'll leave that up in the air. Rowlet! Cool Pokemon. Great Pokemon. Love that he got a Hisuian form, but he got a Hisuian form. So that's a no-go for my boy. I'm actually going to move him right over here. That way we have like the sets of starters together. Litten! I like Litten. I think Litten would be cool. I'm sure y'all are thinking, oh, wow, he's putting all the fire starters down below because he needs the Chimchar. And I do need Chimchar. But if we can't have Chimchar, I think my second pick would probably be Litten. I think what they did with, what's the final form of this Pokemon called? The Pokemon's called Incineroar. I knew that, obviously. Definitely didn't just go and look it up. That would be insane. But yeah, I love Incineroar. I think what they did with Incineroar was they took like design concepts from Emboar, like the whole wrestler thing, and they just improved upon it, right? I think that's awesome. I like that a lot. I think the secondary typing you would give Incineroar would be pretty easy in fighting. If you wanted to be more creative than like fire fighting, I don't know, you could maybe do like, I'm just running through all the typings. Fire Dragon would be insane. I don't know what freaking reason they would have to make it Fire Dragon, but that'd be funny as hell. Heck, is hell a curse word? I'll leave hell in. Let me know down below if your parents don't want you listening to the word hell. Oh, that's so dumb. I'm gonna cut that out now. Christ above. All right, so I think fire fighting is the obvious one, like the go-to one. I think if they wanted to deviate from like the whole wrestling concept though, and give it like a more of a mythical vibe, they could make it Fire Dragon. I know I said that jokingly, but now I'm kind of thinking about it more seriously, because I think they can maybe base it on what's its face, the cat dragon from, I want to say it's Spirited Away, but it might be a different Ghibli movie. It's been so long since I've seen them, but I think there is a Ghibli movie that has a cat dragon in it, and you could base the Incineroar on that, making it Fire Dragon. I think that'd be sick as heck. As far as like a Mega Evolution for this Pokemon goes, I don't know, man. You could maybe, what would you do for a Mega Litten? Make it 2 Incineroars. I don't know, man. I didn't really have a full-fleshed idea for this guy because I was so focused on Chimchar. Next up, Poplio. Wouldn't like it. Probably my least favorite starter from Gen 7, excuse me. It's fine, and if you like it, more power to you. And if they had it in the game, I wouldn't like hate it, but like I definitely wouldn't choose it, right? It's just not my cup of tea. I just don't love it. You could maybe make it, I don't know, water. What do you do with the mermaid? water. Make it just pure water, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. We're not even going to discuss a Mega Evolution for this Pokemon. It's very bleh to me. Next up, my boy Grookey. I would love Grookey. I love Grookey. If y'all haven't noticed, I have a deep love for grass starters. The only thing I like more are fire starters. Just the old gen fire starters. So like these three right here, I like a lot more than all of these Pokemon, I want to say. Maybe not Charmander, but like Torchic, Cyndaquil, and Chimchar, those are like my boys, right? Them's my children, my people. But yeah, I think Grookey's cool. I would love a Kalosian Grookey. I think that'd be sick as heck. For this Pokemon, I think adding a secondary typing of like Rock would be cool, because it's a rock out, like it's Pokemon that rocks out on the drums, right? Another good typing you could probably give it would be Fire, because the music it plays is flames, brother. What else? I don't know. Probably one of those two I would like. Mainly because those typings are very good with grass. But also because I think just like they kind of fit thematically in that like pun way. And obviously the whole the Mega Evolution would just be a band. It would just get like a supporting band behind it, or like it'd be able to play all the instruments at once or something like that. I think that's just kind of a gimme. It's very cool. Scorbunny, I like Scorbunny. I think Scorbunny is cool. I think it's neat. It's very fast. It's very speedy. As far as a secondary typing for Scorbunny goes, electric. I think it would have to just be electric, right? I think I was really hoping in the base game that it would become a fire electric Pokemon, and when it didn't, I was kind of upset. So you can remedy that now, Game Freak. If you choose, if you make the stupid choice to put Scorbunny in the game instead of Chimchar, you can make it fire electric, and that'd be awesome. That'd be sick as heck. Its Mega Evolution would just, I don't know, be a faster, like a Flash Rabbit, like the superhero, the Flash. Just give it that costume and have it be a Pokemon. There's your Mega Evolution. Next up, Sobble. I wouldn't mind it. I think Sobble's fine. It's a cute Pokemon. It's a cool Pokemon. I think Inteleon is a little too cool for the way Sobble starts out. I was kind of hoping Sobble would be sad throughout its entire evolutionary line. I guess it's good that it's not, but, you know, for me personally, I thought it would just be funny. Secondary typing for this would probably be Dark, because it's a sniper, right? I think that's obvious. And its Mega Evolution, I don't know. What could you do for Inteleon Mega Evo? Give it a bigger rifle? Maybe. You could maybe also, like, remove the gun entirely and just have it shoot Shuriken? No, that's dumb. It's kind of like a Froakie ripoff. I don't know, man. I don't know. Give it a bigger gun, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that. Or you could make it like super strong and confident in itself, which maybe Inteleon already is. I don't know. Getting a lot of I don't knows for this one. Y'all let me know down below what y'all would want for a Mega Inteleon. Next up, Sprigatito. I love this guy. Why do I love this guy? I got a cat. She's staring right there at me. Nope, no longer staring at me. She's now cleaning her paws. Good for her. I love cats. Cats are awesome. The only thing I wish they would have done with Meowscarada is that they made her on all four legs. This will be a common thing with me throughout the entirety of Pokemon. They look too much like people. Make them less like people. Make them less like monsters, because they're pocket monsters, right? But I love this Pokemon. I think this Pokemon's awesome. A good secondary typing for this guy. I kind of like Dragon. Again, going on like the cat dragon thing from Spirited Away. It might not be Spirited Away. It might be from Ghibli, from the Ghibliverse. I think it'd be really cool. It would be a great excuse to put it back on all four legs. And I think Flower Trick plus Dragon Claw on the same moveset would be disgusting. That sounds gross. So I like it a lot. And as far as like a Mega Evolution for this Pokemon goes, if you keep it like the Magician theme, just have it doing like a bunch of tricks at once in the animation for the Mega Evolution. And if you go like the Cat Dragon theme or the Cat Dragon way, I don't know, maybe have like a little flock of other cat dragons behind it. Though that's more for like card art. I guess I'm describing more card art than actual Mega Evolution sprites here. So yeah, that's these are my three ideal right here. Which obviously means Fuecoco. I would like it. Don't get me wrong. I think Fuecoco is sick. But again, it's not a Chimchar. I do think I'd like it more than Score Bunny. Yeah. I actually think I like it more than both of these. I think Fuecoco is dope. I really like the Pokemon. The issue with Fuecoco is it's already so good. Torch Song is an insane move. Fire Ghost is an insane type. The only way I could think they could change this would be making it Fire Water to give it more of a crocodile or alligator feel, right? And then have it get access to like Waterfall or something, and that'd be pretty sick, I guess. As far as a Mega Evolution, just make it a bigger crocodile. Big crocodile. That's about all I'd want from it, right? And then finally, Quaxley. I'm gonna put Quaxley above Fuecoco, but with a caveat. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And when I saw this guy, you know who the first guy that came into my head was? Jotaro. Our boy Jotaro Kujo. He's even got the hat on the way Jotaro does. He even got the stylish hair flop, which I don't think Jotaro does, but maybe. I don't think he does, but maybe. It's been a while since I've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Point is, I thought this was going to be a JoJo's character made Pokemon, and I was hyped. And then they gave us like Belly Dancer, I guess, or like Fighting Dancer. Don't get me wrong, cool concept. A very flamboyant Pokemon. And all the more power to Game Freak for doing that. That is awesome. That's great. But it defied my expectations so starkly that I think I ended up liking it less because of it, right? So it could have been anything, but if it didn't have a goddamn stand behind it, I wouldn't have been about it, right? So Game Freak, here's how you fix that. You make it a water ghost. You make it have a like ghostly version of either itself or a previous Evo behind it as its stand, and you make it do all of its moves through that stand. And that would be awesome. And the Mega Evolution would just be the stand being out front instead of behind, and that would be sick. What moves could you give it? I don't know. Phantom Force, I guess. Poltergeist would be really cool. So there's a lot of things you could do with this Pokemon. I think it'd be great. If they don't make it a stand user, it can go and I wouldn't mind. Because I wouldn't mind it, but for me to like it, it needs to be a stand user. It needs to be a stand user. Wow, we've been going for 40 minutes. All right, well, hey, this is the video. This is the final tier list. Let me know down below what opinions I had that y'all agreed with, disagreed with. What 3-starter Pokemon are y'all looking most forward to having in Pokemon Legends ZA with potentially either Megas or Kalosian forms? I would love to know. But that's it for me. If y'all enjoyed the video, y'all enjoyed the vibes, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. Lets me know I'm doing something right on the platform. Lets me know that y'all enjoyed the content so I know to make more of it. Please be sure to check out I forgot, I need to plug that. Please be sure to check out the live stream. Thursday, February 27th, 2 days from now, 9 a.m. I'm probably going to be going live at around 8:30 to have like a little, like half an hour of just kind of messing around so I don't miss the live stream, right? So if y'all want to just hop in, say what's up, that'd be great. I know a lot of y'all might be at work. If you're not at work, you know, hop in, say what's up. I'd love to talk to y'all. All that having been said, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. I will catch you, sweet and spicy, beautiful Pokemon trainers. Later. Peace.